Hello everyone, welcome to the next lab of ECE 270 Embedded Logic Design. In the previous labs, we discussed the Zinc design flow and we implemented the few systems using the Zinc SoC. So in the beginning, we started with the block RAM based read and the write operation from the ARM Cortex A9 processor using the AXR interface. Similarly, in the last lab, we implemented the fast Fourier transform FFT-based acceleration on the Zinc SoC, and here we use the AXR DMA. Now, the issue with the previous lab, which we have done on the SDK, is that we can't verify the functionality or the correctness of our system without the board. On the FPGA only labs, we can verify the functionality by writing the test bench and checking the simulation waveform. But on the SoC lab, it is very difficult to verify the functionality unless we have the access to board. And in the online environment, we have the limited access to the hardware board. And this is the emulations or the hardware emulations is not possible on the Zinc SoC in the current approach is because we have our data program code which is stored into the DDR memory. And this DDR memory is a off-chip memory which is present outside your SoC chip. So in case we want to simulate or emulate our design, we need to do the emulation for the DDR memory as well. And since this is a complicated task, we can't do the emulations or the verifications of our Zinc SoC design without the access to the board. Now, to solve this problem, and just for the emulations and as well as the examination perspective, what we are doing is that we are replacing the ARM processor, which is the processing system, with the MicroBlaze processor. So as we discussed in the lecture, ARM is the hard processor where there is a which is there on the separate silicon, but on the same chip. While the MicroBlaze is a soft processor, which is the RISC processor, which is implemented using the FPGA resources. And in the lecture, we have seen that the MicroBlaze processor offers a low throughput compared to your hard processor. But for the current lab, our focus is not on the throughput. Our focus is on verification of the functionality without the need of access to the board. Because sometimes if you don't have access to the board, how to verify the functionality? So to solve this problem, what we are doing, we are replacing the ARM processor with the MicroBlaze. So you can see that the entire thing is now implemented only in the PL. PS is not being used. And instead of using the off-chip DDR memory, we are using the on-chip block RAM memory. Okay. Now, what is the advantage of this one? You don't need, without having the access to the FPGA or the SoC board, you can verify your functionality, or this is also called as a emulation, hardware emulation. Why? Because you can always emulate your block memory. We have done the block memory based Verilog lab, so that by test bench we can also do it. For the MicroBlaze, writing the C plus code for MicroBlaze is same as writing it for the ARM processor. What you do after using the SDK, you write a C++ code, you convert into the ELF file, the same process we used to do it for the ARM processor. Only during the simulation, like you write a small test bench and you associate your ELF file to the MicroBlaze processor IP, which is there inside the Vivado. And then you can run the simulation. So the detailed process will be discussed in the subsequent one. But the advantage of this method is that you can emulate your design at your home without the need of access to the FPGA board. And this will take care of issues during your exam. And also in the future, also when you move to the complex design, you can first emulate your design on the MicroBlaze one, test it before going into the ARM-based system. But as discussed in the theory, the MicroBlaze system will be slower. It will offer you the lower throughput than the ARM-based SoC. because of the operating speed of the PL compared to the PS. So the block diagram which we did in the previous lab, which is this one, where the F50 base acceleration is same in the today's lab as well. You can see that you have the F50, you have the DMA, you have the reset functionality. The only thing is that instead of using the Zinc IP, you have the microblaze. Okay. Again, you will use the C++ code in the SDK to configure the microblaze, so processes remain the same. Again, AXI interface will be there. In case of the Zinc one, you had the DDR connection to store your data and the code. But here, instead of having the DDR, you use the microblaze. You can see that there is a data cache memory for the data and the cache memory for the instruction. So you can use the local memory, which is implemented using the block RAM, to store your code to be implemented on your microblaze. So this is the application code. And to store the data, to store the additional data for the as an input to the FFT as well as the output from the FFT, you can make use of additional block RAM. You already know how to make use of the block RAM in your block data. So this block RAM is used to store your program code, instruction, and the data. And this block RAM is used to have the user data which you want to be processed by the FFT, as well as the process data is stored inside this. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference between the previous week lab and this week lab, the advantage of this week lab with respect to the emulation, remote emulation without the need of access to the board, but also the limitation of the today's lab that you have the microblaze, which is the slower processor than the ARM processor, so your performance throughput will be affected. Okay, so I hope you understand this. Now in the next video, we'll discuss about the how to complete the this lab. First, we'll start with the block diagram and then the SDK code. In your exams, we'll be following this approach. So any algorithms or any systems, if you want to implement, you should implement via microblaze and submit your simulation results.